Hello everybody, welcome to my kitchen. Today we're going to make guacamole. First thing you're going to need are a couple of these, avocados. You can tell they're ripe because they're slightly squishy. If they're too squishy, they're overripe, they're probably brown on the inside. And it should be dark color, but slightly squishy on the outside. Another thing we'll need 5 avocados, 2 limes, some fresh cilantro. You can get it in a little pack like this or in the big sprigs you find at most grocery stores. We'll only need a couple of these, so the smaller the package the better, unless you have some other use for it. And I picked up some Pico De Gallo. You can use just tomato, green onion, and red onion to do this, but we use so little of it in the guacamole recipe that if your store carries fresh pico, pick it up. It's much easier to work with, and you can use the rest of it for tacos or something else. We'll also need some salt, large chef knife, a fork or a large spoon to mix it with, a cutting board, and a large bowl. So let's get started. Okay, first thing we're going to need to do is get the meat out of our avocados. The fastest way to do this, take the avocado, line it up with this, and just give it a good chop right in. Your knife should sort of stick in one spot. And then rotate your knife all the way around the avocado. And you can break it off as this. If your knife doesn't completely stick into the pit in the middle, you just take your knife, get a good push, and out the pit comes. Now, we take a spoon, and just pull out the meat. Like so. And dump in our bowl. We do this with all of our avocados. Okay, now we have the avocados cut up. It's time to focus in on our cilantro. Some of you may want to clean your knife or your cutting board for this, but I don't really feel it's necessary. We need to take a couple sprigs of cilantro on this container and just take the leaves off. We don't need the stems or anything else, just the leaves. And we're going to mince these. Nice fine little cuts. Now if you don't like cilantro, you don't need to use as much as I'm using. Just like with our future ingredients, lime and salt, if you don't prefer as much as I'm using in your guacamole, feel free to cut some of it out. But you need to at least use a bit of each of these ingredients. Otherwise, guacamole will have very little taste. It'll taste just like avocado. And as most of you know, avocado doesn't have that much taste to it in its natural form. I mean, it's delicious, but when you're mixing it with Mexican food or with chips, most of the time it's just overpowered on its own. So we're going to take these leaves and we're going to mince them up. Okay, now we're going to add these into our avocado. Okay, next we need the juice of our 2 limes. Now, like I said before, you could use both limes or just use 1 lime. It's up to you. I like 1 lime. Easy way to get juice out of it is to sort of squeeze it up first and then cut into it. Okay, so we have our lime, we have our cilantro, we have our avocado in the bowl. We're almost ready to mix it, but first we need to put in a little bit of... See, this mix comes with lots of tomato, green onion, and just regular onion. You can use red onion if you like the color, but I prefer this mix. It works out pretty well. We're just going to take a couple spoonfuls, not very much. Just enough to add a little bit more color and taste to our guac. Then we need about a tablespoon of salt. And like I said before, you can use as much salt as you want or as little. I probably should have used a regular salt dispenser, but this is what I had. Got all our ingredients in there. It's time to mix. This is what it should look like when we're almost done. It should be green, should be pasty, should have little clumps of avocado in it. And nothing too big, nothing much bigger than a thumbnail or so. Not that you'd be putting your thumbnails in this. Our final step is to put this in the fridge to let the flavors mix in together and let them set up. And then it's ready to serve. You may want to put it on a dish or in tacos or whatever, but whatever you do with it, it's going to be delicious. I'm Adam, and I'll catch you next time.